Hi, I'm Pamela, and welcome to Greenstick Cottage, where I do all kinds of yarny things, stitchy things, read books, and listen to music whenever the cats allow me to. So I finally decided to accept the Top 20 Playlist Challenge. I originally saw this on Connie's channel, Just Another Stitch. She did her playlist, and Jane at Scraptastic Yarns also did it, and then finally when KK and Kristen did it at K&K Crochet on their channel, I decided to go ahead and come up with my own top 20 playlist. And so I'm going to go over the songs that I put on my list, and so hopefully I can do that in a quick and timely manner. The first thing was that I noticed when I did this, I did not anticipate how much emotion this would provoke, going through all of these music from the past, and how much it reminds you, even if the song itself isn't reminiscent of events in your life, the song, because it came into your life at that time, it evokes those memories. And so I've lived a fairly long life, so there are a lot of those memories hanging around in my favorite songs, and so just be warned if you do this, and anyone is welcome to do this who wants to accept the challenge, because I love music and I love hearing what other people enjoy, and I might find something new that I enjoy. So, all right, I kind of tried to do these. I didn't do them in most favorite to least favorite order. I kind of did them in a kind of a retrospective on my life way in some cases. I tried to have kind of a flow, but there's some of them are so different from others, it's kind of hard to accomplish that. And the number one, the one I put first, is Be Thou My Vision, which has long been my favorite hymn. And this, of course, I've told all my family members, I've written it down, this is the song I want played at my funeral. So right there you're starting off kind of depressing, but it's really not, because it's an absolutely beautiful song, and I love it most if bagpipes are involved, but I did not find that when I was looking it up. So I did come up with a really pretty version that has lyrics, and it's great seeing and singing all of the verses of Be Thou My Vision. Okay, the next one is my favorite Elvis song. We have to have an Elvis song, and my very favorite is Can't Help Falling in Love with You. And I used to call it Fools Rush In, because that's the first line. And so, but I love that song. Okay, and then next is Better Than Life by Acapella. And not only is it an acapella, a song sung acapella style, but that's the name of the group, is Acapella. And that song is based on Psalm 63. And it really embodies the spirit of that psalm. It's absolutely beautiful, and all their music is. It was hard to pick one, but this was one of the earliest ones that caught. I think this was probably the first song of theirs that caught my attention. So I picked that one. This next song is called True Companion by Mark Cohn, and it's again a beautiful song. It's very romantic, and it made me think of for some reason, it made me think of the wedding service in The Princess Bride, where the priest says, "Love, true love," because That's what it's about. It's about true love. Next is Wild Angels by Martina McBride. And that was very indicative of the things I was feeling at the time. And I love that song. Okay, another one of my favorites and was my ringtone on my cell phone for a long, long time is Viva La Vida by Coldplay. And it's a great song. It really reminds me of the times in my life when the rug gets pulled out from under me and you realize you're no longer on top of the world. You're no longer in that really happy place where everything is going wonderfully. And when I ruled the world, and a lot of times we can feel like that sometimes, at least our world, and then sometimes it all kind of goes. That's the best way to describe it. The rug gets pulled out from under you, and you're no longer ruling the world. And so in that vein comes along Rolling in the Deep by Adele, another song that talks about, she talks about we could have had it all, but it went wrong, and when it shouldn't have, and then it's sad. But she's got a powerful voice and beautiful singing. So again, a song I love. This next one is one of my favorite styles of music, and one of my favorite songs in that style. It's called The Gale, Gael, and it is the theme song. It was used as a theme song for Last of the Mohicans, the movie, one of my favorite movies of all time. And it just stirs up all kinds of emotions in my heart. The Celtic part of me really, it resonates with that part of me. Next is I Gave You All by Mumford & Sons. And again, their style of music I just absolutely love. It was really hard to pick one of their songs to represent them. Dust Bowl Dance was a very strong contender here, but I ended up going with I Gave You All. And again, it's kind of like Rolling in the Deep in the sense that, things went badly, and, it's kind of a lament in that way. And then, if you really want to get into a lament, the next song is Falls Apart by Hurt. And it is, it's just a fantastic song. And it goes from very soft and melodic to screaming, and then back again. And it's all about when things fall apart and how we, something about I hit my head and broke my heart or something. Broke my head and broke my heart. I don't remember. But anyway, it's just a fantastic song. This is a recent favorite for me. I don't know how long it's been around, but it's only this version that I like. I when I was looking for it, I had heard it somewhere, and then when I went to look for it, I found different versions that are kind of called a similar name, but this one is called Rend the Heavens, Isaiah 64, and it is performed by James Block. So I found his channel, and I found the exact version that had so grabbed my attention, and I really love this song. I love singing this song along with him, and it really captures that feeling of when we want him to come closer to us, when we want our Creator to come closer to us. Speaking of which, the next song is Love Song by Third Day, and that song has got me through many hard times. The message in there I'm probably going to get too emotional here, but knowing that someone loves you when it feels like that has gone out of your life, and knowing that everything he did for us because he loves us, our Messiah. So I'll leave that one there. And the next one is called You Know by Pivotplex. And this is another spiritual song where it's kind of when you're going through things and you're kind of hanging on too much. And I just remember, this is the line that I always remember the most, is that wouldn't fall so easy maybe if I would just stay down on my knees. So, it's a good reminder, number one, to stay on my knees in prayer, and to just stay on my knees in humility and without expectations, because a lot of times it's expectations and the dashed, the maybe unrealistic expectations, or maybe if they seem realistic because someone has promised you something, it's better not to have expectations. That way you're always pleasantly, it's very pleasant when something you didn't expect that's good happens. And so kind of hope for the best and prepare for the worst, or something like that. But just to stay flexible and anti-fragile is a good reminder of, I thought that song was. And this is another absolutely beautiful song. It's in Hebrew. There is a part of it that's in English that tells you what the Hebrew is saying. But the song itself is called Adonai Li Lo Ira. And it means, the Lord is with me, I'm not afraid. And this is another great thing to keep in mind for me when things seem dire, or trials and tribulations, or horrible things are happening, that we can hang on to that man can't do anything to us without that he's the one who holds us in his hand. So that one's great. I love that one. The next one is Turn, Turn, Turn by the Byrds. This is a childhood memory. This was one of my father's favorite songs. It's from Ecclesiastic. The lyrics come from Ecclesiastes, a book in the Bible written by Solomon, and how, there's a time for everything. There's a season, a time to be born, a time to die. It's very philosophical. It is probably it's kind of a toss-up between Ecclesiastes and Song of Solomon, which is my favorite book of the Bible. So, but this always brings back, memories of my father, and how much, how much I loved him. And how much I miss him. Okay, let's try to get away from that. Next is Canon in D by Pachelbel. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, Pachelbel or Pachelbel. That is a beautiful, very popular instrumental song, used in many weddings, and including my sister's. And I've always loved it. I learned how to play it on the piano so I could enjoy it anytime I wanted to, and by my own hand. And I loved being able to do that, and just a fantastic, magical song. Next is The Dance by Garth Brooks. The sentiment in that song is so true that, when we had things in our hands and we had everything, and then when it goes away, you have to decide if that's going to destroy you, or if you're going to, that if you're going to realize that if you hadn't gone through all those things, you would have missed the dance. You would have missed the good things that may have been involved. And so in the end, it's better not to miss the dance. And of course, he sings it beautifully. It's just a beautiful song. This is another more recent song that I discovered, and I can't remember where. I almost think it was on one of you YouTubers, but it is Little Drummer Boy by For King and Country. Those guys have the greatest voices. They sing fantastic. Again, it's a very moving song and very compelling. You really want to sing along. And the video for the song is, I think that's the version I chose for my playlist. And anyway, just fantastic. I love more than that song of their songs, but I figured that was the one that introduced me to them, so I chose that one. The next one is Thyme in a Bottle by Jim Croce. That is another song that reminds me of a dance I did not miss. Even though the dance didn't continue, at least I didn't miss that dance. So, and then the finale, I put this one at number 20 because it's a great closer for the top 20. Bridge Over Troubled Water by Simon and Garfunkel. Absolutely, just so beautiful, just such a beautiful song. I have always loved singing it in chorus. We did a version of it, and when I was in school, and it's just, it just brings up all this, emotion and stuff, and so it's a very touching song. And so that's the top 20. However, I had more in my list, and I had to pick 20, but I left the others in the list. So there's 6 bonus songs on my playlist, which I'm going to make my playlist public and put a link to it in the description box of this video. So the 6 bonus songs are All I Ask of You from the Phantom of the Opera movie. And this was a hard one because it's so tied between All I Ask of You and Music of the Night, and they're kind of counterpoints to each other. I ended up going with All I Ask of You because it's the more daytime, hopeful, positive, rather than dark and night and, kind of, a little more negative, I guess. So I went with All I Ask of You. Love everything, love the whole soundtrack from that movie, though. So another one I love to just play and sing along with. Next is Dime Mi Amor by Los Lonely Boys. Another, their album, 2004 album. I can't remember if it had a name or if it just said mine I think just says Los Lonely Boys on it. But Heaven is on there, I love the whole album. But Dime Mi Amor probably struck me the most to include on here because, all their songs have absolutely beautiful harmonies, just, great songs to sing along and harmonize with. And, but also it's talking about a man standing by his woman instead of Tammy Wynette standing by her man. So I kind of like that. Another song I love is by Steve Earle, and it's called The Galway Girl. And it's just so Irish and wonderful, and it's just, every time I hear it and sing along, it is stuck. I'm singing it for days afterwards because it's just one of those that really captures me. And next I have Supermassive Black Hole by Muse. this was on the soundtrack for Twilight, and probably my favorite song on there, and just because I just love the way it sounds. It's just a great sounding song. I like how it's got whispering, it's got high singing, it's got harmony singing. It's just great. I love it. The next one, this one is this is a sad one. Zombie by the Cranberries. Again, very Irish, part of my heritage, and the historical side of it is very gripping, and the way she sings it is so emotional, and it just grabs me. So that song, I had to put that on there. The last one is the Queen of the Night aria from the Magic Flute by Mozart. This has always been this has been a goal for most of my life, to be able to sing that aria. It is like the ultimate soprano solo, and I can't get there. I just cannot get that high. I can get up to a certain point, and then I just can't go any higher, and I scare the cats when I try. But it's definitely, I'm never going to lose that pull to that Queen of the Night aria, and trying to sing, to have that kind of mastery. I mean, it's just the admiration I have for the singers who can do it. It's just, I'm just like blown away by their ability to do it. So that's my playlist, and like I said, I will include a link to it, and then you can try these songs out, see if you like them, or if they remind you of songs you do like, whatever. And be sure to make your own playlist, because you can make it private if you want, or whatever, but kind of dig back there, and I think it's probably good for us to feel those emotions and revisit them and reframe them, especially in a beautiful musical way like this. So thank you for the challenge from KK and Kristen, and I hope you enjoy it, and thank you for watching.